Hey, my name is Blake Montanye here at hole 17 at Glenburnie Park, and I'm going to show you what's in my bag. I'm going to start out by showing you what I putt with and approach with. I'm going to start out with my daggers. I've got 3 of them. They're all one-time Freaky Wysocki stamp. First one, this one's for inside the circle putts. Putts that I know most of the time are going to be going in the basket. And then I've got, this one is like a jump putt disc, anything inside of about 70 feet that I have a good line at. I'll use this one. And then I've got the Saki Bomb stamp. That is kind of an approach. If trees are in the way, I'm okay with this getting hit and dinged up. I also carry 2 Latitude 64 Harps and the BT Soft Medium plastic. I've got one that's a little flippier. It'll fly straight for a majority of the flight before cutting out right at the end. And I've got a newer one that's still pretty beefy, and I know this thing's going to come back no matter how I throw it. I also carry one Innova XT Nova. This thing's been passed around a lot around Glenburnie Park, and I ended up with it now. I don't use it often, usually for big turnover putts or approach shots. And for my mid-ranges, I don't have very many. I only have 2. We'll start out with my favorite one. It's the DX Classic Rock. Ben Cruz gave me this one when he heard I broke the first one I had, and I was real upset. And I use this for any kind of shot inside of about 150 that I can't throw a hard for. And then I have my Prime Fruit. This thing's a very good disc. I can throw it pretty straight and it'll come left right at the end. And I use this for like teeing off on holes that are a little too far for a putter. Now let's talk about drivers. My bag is very driver heavy. We'll start out with what's considered fairway drivers. I have 2 Innova T-Birds. One is the Glow Champion Jen Allen stamp. This is the primary T-Bird for any shot I'm going to throw T-Bird with. I also have a factory second kind of clear Champion T-Bird. It's got a very faint North Carolina dye, which I'm sure you can't see, but this is just the backup. I don't throw this in rounds hardly ever. And then I've got 2 C-Line FDs. This one is a little bit lighter, so it's a little flippier than the first one, or than the other one. But this is a great disc for a flip up to flat. Anheuser, great disc. The other one I have is Simon Lizotte stamp. This one's a little heavier, so it's a little more stable. It'll take a nice S pass and go right to the basket. I also have a Pro Thunderbird. Our Pro Thunderbird's my get out of jail free card. If I'm anywhere I don't have a line, I'm going to grab the Thunderbird and I'm going to throw a hammer to get me out of there. I also have a factory second Champion Sidewinder. Not very used very much, except for big Anheuser shots on when I can't flip. And then when we get into the stuff I like a little more, I've got 2 Sheriffs. One's Fusion with a hand-eye stamp, thanks to Chandler Day for giving me this disc. This is a great disc. For a Sheriff, it's still pretty overstable. It falls more towards the stable category, but overall great disc for distance. I also have a Lucid Sheriff. This one's pretty understable. It's been beat in, and I've had it a little longer, but this one goes far. This is my distance driver that I'm throwing to get match distance. And then I have 2 Excaliburs. I have one that's a Star Excalibur. This is a great distance forehand disc. This one's a little more beat in than the other one, so it's not quite as overstable, but it's an Excalibur, so it's overstable. I also have a Champion one with the Craven Chains stamp. This one is beefy. This one will hyzer out no matter how I throw it. This thing is impossible to turn over. And now I have 2 Champion Bosses. One with the Carolina Panthers dye. They're both really beat in, so they both flex really well. And I throw these to get really far down the fairway on an open hole. And same thing with this disc. It's very beat in. It goes far, but not quite as far as my Sheriff. And now for the bulk of my bag, I have 4 Champion Firebirds. I love a Firebird. They're all 4 beat in differently. I have a Nate Section Firebird. This is another get out of jail free card. I throw it for summers and summers only. There's a few holes I'll tee off with it, but it's going to be a tee off with the summer. Then I have a pink one. It's still very overstable, hasn't been beat in much. One of my favorite discs to reach on my bag. Then I've got this little more orange, still pink one. It's a little more beat in than the first one, but overall still a great disc. I can put this on a flex and know it's going to end up where I want it. And then my last driver is another Champion Firebird. This one's a little orange. This one's the most beat in of all my Firebirds. I can put it on a hyzer, and it'll still end in a hyzer, but I'll put it on a flex, and it'll flex really long down the fairway and end up right where I want to be. And that's it for drivers.